Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय कृष्णकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै. Namaste once again, all of you. So we are seeing this shloka. Upendro Vamanah Pramshuramogha Shuchirurchidah Atindra Sangraha Sargo Dhridhatma Niyamo Yamaha. So in this shloka, we were seeing in the last class, towards the end of the last class, the meaning of the Nama Vamanaha. So as I told you, Vamana has got, Adi Shankara takes two meanings. We saw the first meaning, Balim Vamana Rupena Yachitavan iti Vamanaha. So, in the form of a dwarf, a very small stature, he went and begged Mahabali Chakravarti. So that is one avatara of Mahavishnu, which is referred to here. Then Adi Shankara also, took a meaning, Sambhajaniya iti Vamanaha. So the Lord as Vamana is seated in the middle of our heart. Seated in the sense it's all in Vedanta, it is all as if seated, they are all figurative expressions rather, not physically actually seated. He is available for recognition in our heart. And heart here does not mean manaha, but it is buddhi, the intellect. Okay. So he is the one who obtains the buddhi. And Vamana also has another meaning, which is the one who is most sought after. The one who is recognized and understood, and in whose gain everything is gained. All that I explained, even Kathopanishad mantra I quoted in the last class. Now, when we actually finish the class, I was explaining to you the meaning of Sambhajaniya. Sambhajaniya means Pujya. The one who receives all forms of worship, and which is that the Atma is that Pujya Vastu. So if the Atma is the altar which is obtaining in the Buddhi, then what are the offerings in the form of flowers and kumkumam, chandanam, etc., which is used in the worship? So what the Shastra says is any sound that we hear, any form or color that we perceive, any smell or taste that we experience, any touch we get, all of them go to the mind and then go to the Pramata, the knower. Finally, they all fall like flowers at the feet of Atma alone, because Atma is the eye of the eye, the ear of the ear. It is the superior most entity. Principle, I should say, not even entity. Superior most principle, Atma. So, in that sense, the Atma becomes Sambhajaniya. And therefore, it is known as Vamana. Now, this entire idea is actually expressed very beautifully in Shivamanasa Stotra. The relevant sloka reads, Atma tvam girijamati sahacharaha prana shariram griham pujate vishayopabhoga rachana nidra samadhistitihi sancharah padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva giro yadyat karma karomi taddadakilam shambho tavaradhanam. So what does this shloka mean? Oh Shambho, Atma is you, the altar of worship. My mind is Girija. Girija means born of the mountains, right? My pranas are your attendants. My body is your abode. And the experience of the various sense objects is puja to you. My sleep is the state of samadhi, state of dhyana. Whenever I walk, it is pradakshina to you. All the words I utter are your praises. In short, whatever I do, yad yad karomi, all that is aradhana to you, puja to you, only worship done to you. The very beautiful Shivamanasa stotram is there. And normally, this stotram is chanted in all Rudra, Abhishekam, puja and all that. Very beautiful stotram. So, this is another meaning of Vamana. So, Vamana is the one, another meaning is Vamana is the one who is worshipped by all the gods also. Because he is what? He is Vishnu's Swarupa, right? Vishnu's avatar. So, Adhyatmika meaning, Adi Bhautika aspect, and being avatara, Adi Daivika aspect also is covered in this one Nama Vamana. All these three aspects are covered. Okay. Then the next Nama is Pramshuhu. Pramshuhu literally means the one who is very tall. Saeva Jagatrayam Kramamanaha Pramshuhu Abhuditi Pramshuhu. So we have seen the names Upendra, Vamana, Pramshu. All three are actually connected to each other. The Lord who took Avatara as Vamana and Upendra himself became tall. So tall to measure all the three worlds. And he became, that's why he is known as Pramshu. You all know the story of Vamana Avatar, isn't it? When Bali Chakravarti offered 3 steps of land, land to be measured in 3 steps of that small Brahmin boy. When that was the Bhiksha was asked for, and Bali said, "Oh, that's all you want, take 3 steps." Then the Lord, Bhagavan, assumed the form of Pramshu, became very tall, covering all the 3 worlds. First step, entire Bhuloka was covered. Second step, everything else was covered. And of course, the third step we all know, Bali offered his head, put your third step on my head. And with that, Bali was buried. So that story and all we know. So that is the meaning of the word Pramshu. And Adi Shankara quotes from Harivamsha Purana. Sarvadevamiyam Rupam Darshayamasa Vai Prabhu Bhupadau Dhyaushiraschasya Chandradityau Chakshushi. Same Purusha Suktam idea, same thing. If you see, go into Puranas and all that, they are all taken from Purusha Suktam slokas only, these ideas and all the expressions. Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam. Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva. And Atyatishtat Dashang, that is only 1/10 part of it. So you can imagine the Pramshu status of Bhagavan, right? So in this sloka from Harivamsha Purana, the earth was his feet, the sky was his head, and the moon and the sun were his eyes. This is the meaning of this sloka. And then he says, Tasya Vikramato Bhumim Chandra Dityau Stanantare Nabha Prakramanasya Nabhyam Tau Samavastitau Divamakramamanasya Janumune Vyavastitau. Then after that, he further grew taller. What happened? The moon and the sun, which were his eyes, they now came down to rested on his chest rather. So he grew further taller. And when he rose further to the world of gods, Divamakramanasya, the sun and the moon came up to his knees. Janu Mule Vyavastitau. The sun and the moon, they came up to his knees. I mean, they came down to his knees position. So his body expanded or grew so much tall. So thus his tallness is explained through these slokas in Harivamsha Purana. What is Pramshu? Adi Shankara has taken from that. Meaning, what is Pramshu? So the Lord, as I said, what is Lord, what is Bhagavan, what is Ishvara? This entire prapancha is Ishvara. We cannot reach the beginning of this prapancha and the end of this prapancha. We don't know where it starts, where it ends. So we cannot find out where the Bhagavan's head is. This is the Adi Daivika aspect. And you cannot see the head and feet because all that is there is Bhagavan only. And the Lord is inside the heart, small, Angushta Matram as Vamana. So inside is Vamana, outside everything is Pramshu. That is how we have to understand this Nama, Pramshu. Whose head we can't see, whose feet we can't see. He's so tall. That Gulliver's Travels story you can recall. The Lilliputians or Lilliputians, I don't know what is the correct pronunciation. They could actually just see, they couldn't see the Gulliver's head because he was so tall. So that you can visualize that scene. So the next nama is Amogaha. Amogaha, the one whose actions are always fruitful. Na mogam cheshtitam yasya sa amogaha, says Adi Shankara. All activities of Bhagavan are never in vain. They are all fulfilled. What is fulfilled is Bhagavan's activities only. If something is not fulfilled, that is also Bhagavan's activity only. Because Bhagavan is Satya Sankalpava. He takes a Sankalpa and that Sankalpa is fulfilled. This is at the Sankalpa level. Then at the doing level, at the karma level, he is Satya Kriyavan. Hence he is Amogaha, who never fails. Upanishad mantra is quoted, Taittiriya Upanishad. Yadvaitat Sukritam, very short mantra. Whatever is created by him is or done by him is always well done. The entire creation, if we observe, even if we say there is a chaos, there is a purpose for that chaos. There is a method in madness, as they say. So, whatever Bhagavan has created, everything is Sukritam, very well done. Even if you take the example of all his avatars, none of his actions are Mogha. Mogha means purposeless. Everything has got a meaning. Read the Puranas, everything has got the meaning. Sometimes we may not understand what the meaning is because there is nobody who is there to explain the meanings to us in a proper way rather. So we have a very poor understanding. But that does not mean that they don't have a meaning. So he is Amogaha, the one who is always does everything perfectly, everything very well done, and everything has got a purpose and a meaning, whatever Bhagavan does. So he is Amogaha. Then the next nama is Shuchihi. Shuchihi is very simple, purifier. It has got a meaning, the pure also and also purifier also. Both are called Suchi. Smaratam, Stutavatam, Archayatam cha Pavanatvat Shuchihi. He is Shuchihi because Pavanatvat, because he purifies those who praise him, those who worship him. And this purification one gets as the karma phala from Bhagavan. And that is why this purification is what we refer to as Chitta Shuddhi in our Vedanta terminology. And that is why we are advised to continuously chant the glories of Bhagavan, understanding the meanings of those glories. The more we do, the more purification happens. The more our faculties, mental faculties are occupied with Bhagavan's names, all raga, dvesha and other impurities make way for the Bhagavan names to enter and stay there. And once these raga, dveshas and all raga, dveshadhi, kalusha all leave, what happens? It's only purity is there. Mind becomes more and more pure. And when we say that, we have to understand Bhagavan is one who does not require to be purified. Because he is ever pure. That's why he is Shuchihi, ever pure. Because generally what happens is, when we clean something, suppose there is a dirty piece of place. it's some, there's some dirt on a desk or something. We will take a clean piece of cloth and clean it. What will happen? That dirt will get onto the cloth. The cloth will become dirty. The table may become clean, desk may become clean, but the cloth will become dirty. So whatever cleans or whatever purifies, that has got a risk of becoming impure in the process of purifying. Isn't it? But Paramatma is an exception to this rule. Even though he is purifying all the minds of his bhaktas, he himself does not get tainted because of the impurities which are leaving them. So what we should understand, this purification is not a physical act. Once we gain the knowledge of Ishvara and understand the Swarupa of Ishvara, or the real nature of Ishvara, and understand that his real nature, which is Satchidananda Swarupa, is no different from our own real nature, which is also Satchidananda, we will understand our own pure nature. So whenever we talk of purification, Chitta Shuddhi and all that, going a little bit into Vedanta, what we have to understand is, we are essentially by nature pure only. We are also Shuchihi. But because of our ignorance, we have superimposed all these impurities on our pure form, on our pure nature. So what is becoming pure? Becoming pure is nothing but realizing our true nature as actually being pure. This is the Vedantic angle to it. But to realize that pure, real nature, we need to do certain sadhanas. And that is why this worship, prayer, archana, and all that are the sadhanas for us to actually remove that wheel of ignorance and make us understand, realize, cognize our true nature. That's how the process works. So we must not imagine that we are impure now and then we will become pure. The moment we say we are impure and we will become pure, we are back to samsara, life of becoming, it becomes. That won't then happen at all. How much impurity is there? How are you going to go on cleaning that? So the way to understand is all this purity of self and all, cognitively we have to recognize, and for that these sadhanas help rather. They do not actually go and do any cleaning, but as I said, they help us to focus our mind on our true nature with the help of the Shastras and Guru Upadesha. And then understand that I was ever pure. I am pure. I, because of my ignorance, have taken myself to be impure. It's just exactly like I am Shashwatam, I am eternal, but because of my ignorance, I have taken myself to be a limited being. So Vedanta is all about what is self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is nothing but gaining this knowledge of our true self. It's a cognitive journey. But that gaining that knowledge, that takes time. You have to do a lot of sadhanas and all that. For that, it takes time. And the sadhanas you do, why? Because to disengage your mind, your intellect from indulging in all unnecessary things which will actually act as an obstacle. They will hinder you are gaining the understanding of your true self. That is the purpose of the sadhanas. They will help you to focus your mind on what you want to achieve in your life, what goal you have set for yourself in life. The goal of moksha. Once you have set your goal of as moksha, and moksha can be gained only by knowledge, jnanena evatu kaivalyam. You have to gain that knowledge. It is not a knowledge like physics knowledge, chemistry knowledge, and mathematics. It's a knowledge of the subject. It is not a knowledge of an object. It is a knowledge of you, the subject. So that is how the whole process takes place. So the word shuchihi, we must understand that it does not mean that there's some act of purification goes on. What actually means is that through this archana and pujas and chanting the names of the Lord continuously with our object in mind, we will realize our true pure nature. That is what it is. We will gain the understanding, like we gain the understanding of Paramatma by going nearer and nearer to Paramatma, by bringing more and more Ishvara into our lives. Similarly, we will also gain the understanding that there is no difference between my pure nature and Ishvara's pure nature. It's one and the same. That is what is this Shuchihi means, right? So, Paramatma is eternally pure. We are eternally pure. Atma Swarupa, whether it is with Paramatma Swarupa, or our Atma Jivatma Swarupa, is purity only, okay, ever pure. And this Puja Swamiji says that it is like taking a bath in Jnana Ganga. Normally people say, no, you go and take a bath in the Ganges river. It will purify, all your papas will be removed. Here there is no physical act of going to some Haridwar, Rishikesh and all. It is Jnana Ganga. The more you take, dive deep and deeper into this knowledge of your own self, of the knowledge of the nature of your true self, just like that Ganga purifies your, mind also will start seeing the pure, true nature of yourself. Instead of dipping in water, you are invoking the grace of the Lord. And like Ganges purifies there, the Lord of, as Ganga is the purifier here. And it's all a question of our attitude, our approach, our understanding. Yeah, everything is Ishvara only. That first understanding has to come. This is Shuchihi. Next is Urjitaha. Urjitaha means the one who is endowed with strength. Bala Prakarsha, Bala Prakarshaliva Shalitvat Urjitaha. Bala Prakarsha Shalitvat. Bala Prakarsha Shali. Right. So Bala means strength. And it is one of the 6 bhagas which we have seen. The absolute virtues of Bhagavan. You must keep that in mind. Keep recalling. Bala is one of the 6 virtues, one of the 6 bhagas. The strength in every devata, which is a vibhuti, is the strength of Bhagavan alone. But Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says in the 7th chapter, Balam balavatam asmi. I am the strength in the strong. So whenever you are seeing strength, we must immediately recognize that that strength which is there is nothing but the manifestation of the strength of Bhagavan through that particular body, mind, sense complex, particular instrument. Dara Singh, big wrestler, very strong person. All his strength is Bhagavan's strength only. That. Okay. And Indra Devata is supposed to be the Adhisthana Devata for strength. And Indra Devata provides energy and strength. And Indra Devata gets this from Bhagavan. So, this is the Adi Daivika aspect of this particular Nama, Urjitaha. Then Atindraha. We just now talked about Indra, comes Atindraha. The one who is greater than Indra. Atitya Indram Stitaha Jnaneshwadyadibihi Swabhava Siddhaihi iti Atindriyaha. He is the strength in Vayu, even the strength in Indra, as we just now saw. Indra is the lord of all the devas. And so Indra surpasses all the devas in strength. He is the most powerful of all the devas. He head of the devas. So he is more powerful or surpasses all the devas or devatas in strength, valor, and lordship. But Indram Atitya Stitaha. Indram Atitya Vartate. Parameshwara stands surpassing even in Indra. Even Indra. And so Indra's all the strength, valor, and all we talked about is all borrowed from Bhagavan, the Lord only. So he is the benefactor of Indra. And because of him alone, Indra is appointed as the Lord of Swarga, the heavens. Right? And we have seen Indra is also the Adhisthana Devata of strength and energy. And this strength he derives from the Lord. As I told you, if you want to have some understanding of which are the Adhisthana Devatas of what aspect, Lagunyasa is a very, very helpful guide for that. Of Rudram, before we chant Rudram Chamakam, there's a Lagunyasa. There, all these are explained. Which part of the body, which is the Adhisthana Devata. Bale Indraha. Balam is Indra. So all that we have seen. Okay, so that is the Atindraha. Then Sangraha, the withdrawer of everything. Sarvesham Samhatau Pratisamharat Sangraha says. Everything at the time of Pralaya, Sangrinnati, he withdraws unto himself. The whole world becomes unmanifest in him. He is one. And the many which we are experiencing are all sustained by that one only. He is the one who created the many. He is the one who sustains the many. And he is the one who withdraws unto himself the many, which we perceive. Before all this creation, there was only him. Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit. Ekameva Advitiyam. Chandogya Upanishad says. Before everything, Sat Eva, existence alone, existence principle alone, Idam agre asid. Before everything, agre, before everything, it was there. Now, what was that? Ekameva advitiyam. It was only one. It was not non-dual. The one principle, existence consciousness principle, that only existed even before all creation happened. And then it manifests into many. The entire Jagat, along with time and space, which we experience, was once non-dual Brahman. Even now it is non-dual Brahman. All that we are experiencing, we are seeing, is all superimpositions on that non-dual Brahman. And at the time of Samhara, at the time of Pralaya also, it will remain non-dual Brahman only. And that is why Adi Shankara, and of course not Adi Shankara, the Vedas say this entire prapancha is mithya. It is Maya, appears to be real, but actually it does not have any real existence of its own. Its entire existence is borrowed from this Sat aspect of Brahman, Sat principle of Brahman. So that is the meaning of this Nama, Sangraha. Then next one is Sargaha. Sargaha means the creation and also the cause of creation. Srijya rupatvat sagraha hetuhu. Sagraha hetutvat va sargaha. So both is given. Srijya rupatvat sargaha. Sarga hetutvat sargaha. Both meanings Adi Shankara takes that. The creation and also the cause of creation. And we have seen this again and again. What is creation? Just the manifestation of that which was in an unmanifest condition. What is created is Sarga. So after creation, the Lord is in Sarga Rupa. Ishvara is in Sarga Rupa, in the form of the creation. And hence he is Sarga. And also because he is Sarga Hetu, the cause of creation, he is known as Sarga. So both ways, he is Sarga. Then Dhritatma. Dhritatma means the one whose Swarupa is always the same, never changing. Eka Rupena Janmadira Hitataya Dhrita Atma Yena Saha Dhritatma. He is giving a Vigraha Vakya of this. Dhritatma is a Samasa. Right. So, question is often asked, and in fact, this is the belief of many other philosophies other than Advaita Vedanta. They say, okay, you say that Bhagavan created this entire world, this entire cosmos out of himself. So that means that Bhagavan has become many now. So Bhagavan as such in his original Advaita form no longer exists. Now how are you saying Bhagavan is Advaita, Advaita, Advaita? This is the question posed to Adi Shankara numerous times. And I give an example. You take a piece of wood and a big log of wood, let us say, and you create a table out of it, you create a chair out of it, you create a desk out of it. So many things you create out of that log of wood. After you have created all these things, does the log of wood remain in the same state as it was before all this creation? The answer is no. The log of wood has become all these things. There is no more the original log of wood. So they say that how do you say this Advaita? Bhagavan has created this entire world. He has actually out of his own self created this entire world. And still you say Bhagavan remains as he was. Illogical, they argue that. Okay. So what we say is that you have not understood what we are saying. This entire world is an illusion. We call it a creation because it is from manifest condition. Unmanifest condition comes into manifest condition. We ask a question. You have seen these magicians. They will actually take something, say some kerchief or some piece of cloth, put it in their pocket, and then pull it out, and it will be a bunch of flowers in the hand. What is that? Has the magician actually taken a bunch of flowers from his coat pocket? Such a small pocket, how can it hold such a big bunch of flowers that he pulls out? A small piece of cloth he puts in, that goes in, no problem. So we ask the question that first answer us, has that piece of cloth which he has put in his pocket, has it changed into this bunch of flowers? If so, then the piece of cloth should not be there in his pocket at all any longer. Second thing, you explain how he has been able to take out from this small, pocket a big bunch of flowers, making us believe that it is actually the small piece of cloth which has changed into this bunch of flowers. They have no answer. They say, no, it's an illusion. That is what we are also saying. This entire world, when we talk of creation, manifestation, unmanifestation, all those things, this is all an illusion. That's why we call it Maya. We call the magician also a Mayavi. And we call Bhagavan also a Mayavi because he is creating this magic. He is showing this magic to us day in and day out. And all these things we talk about creation and things like that and all. That's why we say it is mithya. There won't be any bunch of flowers without the capability of the magician. One magician is capable of bringing out a bunch of flowers. Another magician may be capable of bringing out a snake from his pocket. A third magician may actually bring out some small bird from his pocket. Different magicians are there. They got different capabilities. And Bhagavan for us is all capable. He can bring anything out of his pocket. That is how we have to understand Advaita Vedanta. So all that we are seeing is all Maya. All we are experiencing is Maya, just as small children, when they actually witness a magic show, they really believe that the magician has brought out whatever it is, taken some rabbit out of a hat, all that they believe. But when we actually go to the magic show as elders, parents or grandparents, and when the children are enjoying that, believing everything that is being shown to be true, will we also believe everything is true? We will say, this is all some magic. Something he is doing to create an illusion for us to see this. We don't know what he does. But we won't believe that all this is real. What applies to us as grown-up people, mature people, what applies to us in a magic show, the same principle applies to a spiritually matured person when he sees the entire world and he sees only the magician, the Bhagavan, who is doing so many all this this Indrajalam, he is showing new things, he is showing. Of course, we will also enjoy it. Enjoy, no problem. But enjoy it with the understanding that this is all a magic show which is going on. That will indicate your spiritual maturity. Don't take them to be real. The only reality is Bhagavan. That's it. Nothing else is real. Real in the sense, Paramarthika angle. Vyavaharika angle, they are all real. If you say that in the Vyavaharika angle, everything is false, then we eat food, we should continue to feel hungry. But then we will say hunger is also false, food is also false. So it all cancels out. There are arguments for that also. We don't need to go into that. So this is Sargaha, coming back to Sargaha. Dridhatma we were seeing. So his Swarupa remains the same even though he has created this entire thing and he has become this world himself. Okay. So Eka Rupena Dhrita Atma Yena Saha. The Atma, the Swarupa, is sustained by him as ever the same, without any change. Atma was Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And the Atma will be always eternally Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. All changes which are taking place are only in the name and form. Nama Rupa changes only rather. This entire Jagat is nothing but Nama Rupa. Different names being given to different aspects of Bhagavan. So all changes take place in the Nama Rupa, but no change takes place in the Atma. Therefore, he is known as Dhritatma. Then the next one is Niyamaha, the one who is in the form of order, the cosmic order is Bhagavan, Ishvara, Niyamaha. Sweshu adhikareshu praja niyamayati iti niyamaha. As we always say, Puja Swamiji always talks about it, Ishvara is the form of the order. There is no physical entity with hands, legs and things like that and all. As Ishvara, in our culture, of course, in other culture, they talk of somebody sitting somewhere, a man, that too, not a woman, and then, doing, judging people, whether they have done how much papa they have done, sin they have done, and then giving them punishments according to that. Very same aspect we have also got in Puranas, but there is a very crude expression of that what is there in our Puranas. Probably they borrowed all these ideas from there and try to explain to their own people in their own words. Okay. So here, when we talk of order, what is Ishvara is the form of order means he is in the form of a physical order, the biological order, the psychological order, physiological order, order of dharma, right and wrong, order of the values, and anything that is there in this universe is governed by some order or the other. And when we actually understand that order, what is right and what is wrong, even that understanding we get because of that order only. So niyama basically means order, control. And the Lord being of the nature of this entire cosmic order is called niyama. It also has got a meaning of the one who makes people follow the order. That's why he says, Praja niyamayati. He makes people follow the order rather. He makes people do what is to be done by them. When they do something which is against the cosmic order, the order of Ishvara, they will invite trouble. So there is an order. If we are careful, if we understand that order and follow that order, our life will be peaceful. Otherwise, and whenever we have invited any trouble, you can find out that we have gone against the order. If you sit dispassionately and analyze, if we are facing some trouble, let it be just a stomach ache. Simple example. You have a stomach ache. You analyze why the stomach ache is there. You will find that you have done something which is against the order of Bhagavan. You have eaten something which you should not have eaten. Abhojyam. That is why what you should eat, what you should not eat is also part of the order. So everything that is there is Ishvara's order only, and that is why he is Niyamaha. Okay. Then Yamaha. Yamaha means controller. Antar yamayati iti Yamaha, says Adi Shankara. So Lord is the controller, he is the, you can call it a punisher, in the sense that he is in the form of the giver of results of all our karma phalas, including the results of our karmas which we don't like. When we do the karma, we don't know this will be the result. Again, karma is part of the order only. If you do this, this will be the result. But when we do it, we don't realize this will be the result. And when the result comes, then we ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? It is happening because of your own deed, your own karmas. It is happening to you. That we don't understand, we don't appreciate. And there is somebody who is making note of all that you are doing. Don't think that you are not being. So some people think that if nobody sees, I can get away with all these things. But there is always a Sakshi Chaitanyam which is there, ever present, all pervasive. There is no place you can hide from Sakshi Chaitanya. Everything is noticed by Bhagavan. Okay. So when one goes against the dharma, there is a result, and the giver of that result is called Yamaha. Right? A lot of death is also called Yama. Okay. Antaha tishtan yamayati iti Yamaha. He is the one who obtains in everyone as Antaryami. And then he drives the functioning of the mind, the buddhi, the sense organs, everything sitting there. Why? He lends consciousness to all these things. And whenever he finds that any of these sense organs and all, they are actually acting against the cosmic order, sitting inside, he will punish that also. Bhagavan has provided eyelids so that any external dust particle or anything enters our eyes, the first line of defense should be the eye should close itself with the eyelids. Now somebody, he tries to poke into the eyes, his finger, and he keeps this eyelids open. Adharmic, against the order, you will suffer consequences of that. And who gives that result? Antaryami, sitting inside, he does everything. Okay. So if you go against the dharma, against the order, you will get the result of that. So all our functions are also fall within that order of Bhagavan. Any function you take, it's order of Bhagavan only. If you understand that order of Bhagavan, and then design your entire activities to be in conformity with that order, whether it is digestive system or it is circulatory system or respiratory system, everything. And our Shastras are full of, Ayurveda is full of, teachings and guidance as to how we should actually understand and be within that order for us to lead a healthy life. Mentally healthy, physically healthy, psychologically healthy, intellectually healthy life. All that is there, but we have to first understand our own. Before understanding our true nature, the first step is understand what is our body, mind, sense complex, pluses and minuses. That's very important. Many people don't have any understanding of how the body, mind, sense complex works. And they will do all things which is not acceptable to that particular order of that body, mind, sense complex of theirs, and they get into trouble. Some people have got a very poor digestive system. If you have a good understanding of a poor digestive system, you'll be very careful in what you eat, how much you eat. But ignoring that, if you go on gulping, then you will suffer the consequences of that. So niyama is the order from the totality point of view, and yama is the order from the individual point of view as antaryami. So this is niyamo yamaha of the last two namas of the last sloka. So we have got just 2-3 minutes. I'll just start the next sloka and then we will continue the meanings in the next class. Okay. Vedyo Vaidya Sadha Yogi Viraha Madhavo Madhuhu Atindriyo Mahamayo Mahotsaho Mahabhalaha. So this sloka again has got 10 namas. Okay. Vedyaha, Vaidyaha, Sadayogi, Viraha, Madhavaha, Madhuhu, Atindriyaha. Again, that same name is coming here also. In the last sloka also we saw Atindriya, right? Mahamayaha, Mahotsaha, Mahabalaha. So these 10 namas are there, and we will see the meanings in the next class. I will say the prayers. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Namaste Guruji.
Namaste.
Namaste Guruji.
Thank you,
Hari
Ma.
Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Namaste,
Namaskaram.
Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Guruji. Thank you.
Harihi Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Om.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaste. Pranams to you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. No hands are going up, so I believe there are no questions. I'll just wait for a few more seconds in case somebody is suddenly, think up of some question. Otherwise, we will close the session. Hariji is quiet. Okay, I guess we can close the session because nobody seems to have any questions. We'll continue next Sunday. Okay. Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.